Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure, diorama, or prop review. Today, we're going to look at the AMC Theaters Batman 85th Anniversary Bat Signal Popcorn Bucket. This is exclusive to AMC Theaters, and it came out, I don't know, about 6 months ago with some re-releases of some Batman films. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the Batman films. Unfortunately, I didn't get the popcorn bucket. But I want to give a huge shout out to my boy Carl. He was able to go to the movie theater and pick up a popcorn bucket not only for himself, but for me as well. And he's held on to this thing for a while. Finally got my pile of loot from him, including this. Now, who doesn't want a bat signal? A small, plastic, actual functioning bat signal sounds great for your action figure collection, but I will admit this thing is rather on the large side. Maybe it's a little bit better suited to fit 12-inch or 1/6 scale action figures. I personally collect a 6 and 7-inch scale, and this thing is a little bit larger than I expected, but still really freaking badass. Thank you very much, Carl. It is much appreciated. This thing's going probably for a better part of $100 on the secondary market now. I think it retailed for 30-ish. Now, this is actually a popcorn bucket. That's a fad right now. You can open this up, put popcorn in it, but I imagine most people aren't going to do that. This is actually the second popcorn bucket that I've gotten for my action figure collection. The first one would be the Alien Romulus Weyland-Yutani sort of stasis chamber. That thing is really, really cool, but it was also a little bit larger scale than I anticipated. So, let's take a look at this thing. As you can see, the very front has the bat signal. Batman sort of shape with a big light behind. It has sort of a yellow-green tint to the sort of lens here, it looks like. A little sort of hinge up here, and that's where you open up for the popcorn bucket. Now, I don't even think of this thing as a popcorn bucket. I think of this as a prop for my action figures. So it has this base here, which I think is a little bit on the odd side of things. It's not symmetrical. So this part and this part match, but then what is this one little extra piece here? Is that just to add stability? Because it's just sort of randomly there. I don't think this needs it in any way, shape, or form. It just sort of bothers me a little bit. I think it's completely symmetrical for the most part, besides this one extra, what seems to be unnecessary piece. And if you go to the other side, it has the same thing on the other side on the back. Now we have these little sort of, I don't know, electrical boxes with wires coming out, going up to the bat symbol. And we have those on both sides. This one's a little bit further in the back, and this one a little bit further on the front. You can see where you can screw it open to actually put the batteries in, and batteries seem to be included. Mine already works. We have the on-off switch. You can sort of assume your figure can be able to sort of activate the signal here. It's got a little sort of extra piece. I'm not sure what you would exactly call that on both sides. Now, as far as action features, it's hinged. It goes up, goes down. Typically, I'd say you want it sort of displayed about like that. And of course, this being a popcorn bucket, let's see how we open this guy up. Just bam. Yep, you could fill some greasy, buttery popcorn and eat it during the movie. But I imagine there are very few people that actually do that. You can see the lens on the inside, a yellowish tint to it. And of course, what is the main action feature of this thing? Well, to actually hit the signal. Bam! Has a big time Batman Forever type vibe with that green color scheme. It looks pretty freaking cool, and it actually shines in front of you. It's a little bit bigger than I'd like. I have a ton of different bat signals, and most of them end up being much larger as I go further away. There are very few that have truly gotten that aspect right, but this is a functioning bat signal for your action figure world, and that is a very, very cool thing. So now I want to check out the measurements of this thing. And then I wanted to look at the action features in a little bit more depth, really. The main action feature, which is using the actual bat signal. So like I said before, this thing is definitely larger than I anticipated, and I'm still happy to have it. I will compare it with a bunch of Batman figures, but that'll be probably around the end of this video. So, from bottom to the very top, standing at about 11 inches tall, maybe 11.2, and the hinge makes it about, I don't know, 11.5 inches tall, something like that. So it's pretty high. If you imagine the 7-inch scale figure is going to be about up to here, but that doesn't mean it's sort of unrealistic. I've seen the bat signal done in many different various ways in the cartoons, comics, movies, etc., etc. As far as how wide it is, about 10.5 inches wide. So it gives you a rough idea of the size of this thing. Front to back, about 5.5 inches. The base, better part of 8 inches wide or deep. And then, of course, really has two action features. Number one, it's hinged up and down. And number two, you can hit the signal and call the bat. Now this is how it looks standing in front of you, and I think it looks pretty freaking cool. So let's check it out, how it looks on the ceiling. And so here's the ceiling in my comic room. One light's on, one light's off, so it's kind of a semi-lit room. And if you shine the bat signal onto the ceiling, you can totally see it. Now this is from a good 5 feet away from the ceiling, so much props to how well it lit up and you can see it. But the bat signal is so large at this point. But as I go closer and closer and closer, bat signal gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And honestly, I'd like it to be about like this on the ceiling at all times. But almost every bat signal that I have comes out and looks about like this, which you want it to sort of shine from down below where the figures are and still look cool on the ceiling. This is very bright, but also very large. The best bat signal that has that sort of effect would be the Collect and Connect Mattel Movie Master Dark Knight Rises signal. That one goes on the ceiling and is about that small no matter how far away you are. This is still very cool. They did an excellent job. Some of these things, as you get really far away, they're just too dull and you can't see them. This one, excellent light and power. Just wish the lens allowed it to be a little bit smaller further away. And when I turn the lights completely off, you can get a really good idea of just sort of how bright and clear that is on the ceiling. Really, really well done. Now let's compare it with some of the other bat signals that I have, and then we'll compare it with some Batman figures from different various companies. It is a really cool prop. It's a really cool popcorn bucket, and it's pretty much like a cool diorama from action figures. Here it is, next to the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman Ultimate Movie 6-pack bat signal. This is a really cool bat signal. It has, I believe, 3, maybe 4 different interchangeable bat signals for the Dark Knight, the Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, and a traditional Michael Keaton Batman. This one is a little bit more the scale that I sort of expect from action figures. But something like this could be really cool too. I can see Bane pick this up and throwing it at Batman. And then, here it is next to the Moto King Dark Knight Trilogy Model Kit Bat Signal. This thing lights up, works great with your figures. Here it is, next to the Mattel Movie Master Dark Knight Rises Collective Build Bat Signal. On the left, we have the battle damaged or shattered variant, and on the right, the clean version. I built the Bat Signal twice just to be able to have both at the same time. Now this is my absolute favorite bat signal, the way it shines on the ceiling. It's a very small signal from really far away, and they achieved it very nicely. Here it is, next to the Mezco 112 Collective Bat Signal. This one that came with Commissioner Gordon. It is really, really nice as well. Then, next to a couple of DC Direct Batman the Animated Series bat signals. The one on the left came with a bat signal, Batman and Robin. And the one on the right, the Chrome version, was from a deluxe pack with Batman, Robin, the Bat Signal, and the Batmobile. Here's a Bat Signal. This is from Batman vs Superman, the sort of fatter Ben Affleck Bat logo. This one came with the Mattel Batman vs Superman 6-inch scale basic Batcave playset. It doesn't actually light up, just sort of sits on the top, but it looks pretty cool. Here it is, next to a Bat Signal that came with sort of a deluxe comic book or that book and bat signal pack. There is a larger version like this, which is pretty heavy, and there's a smaller version like this that came with a little mini book, but I believe they're both made for the same company. They both light up and are hinged. And now, next is the Mattel 2005 comic line bat signal that came with the Bat Signal Batman. This was a European deluxe exclusive figure, This is really the first bat signal that was for action figures that I ever got, and it was not cheap to track down. Very, very cool piece. And then finally, this little flat thing right here. It's not a traditional bat signal as far as the actual fixture on top of GCPD, but it makes a pretty cool, unique bat signal onto the sky. This is some sort of Chinese bootleg knockoff thing that somebody at work got me a long time ago, but it is pretty cool with the effect. Here's a look at all the bat signals in my collection. Pretty much all these actually have hinged functions and all light up onto the ceiling. At one point I didn't have any, then I had one, and now I have a bunch. And here's a look at this popcorn bucket bat signal shining with all the other bat signals around them. And then here are all the bat signals lit up at the same time. It looks like one of my Mattel Collect and Connect ones, batteries are dead. And the little small one's batteries are dead. And that Mattel one, you have to hold that one down to keep it going. So it's kind of difficult to have them all on at the same time. And now let's check out all the other bat signals light up features. And let's start off with the most recent, the McFarlane DC Multiverse version. So if I shine the light on the ceiling from below, it's just a big giant blob of a bat signal. But if I push it closer up, yeah, it kind of looks cool. But I really hate how it just gets so fat from far away. The Mattel Dark Knight Rises collective build-up bat signal on the other hand, they planned that one ahead. It's all about the lens. Now, when I turn that one on from far away, it looks fantastic, exactly like you'd want it to look. A very strong, vibrant, small bat signal. If you move it really close, like I said, they planned ahead very nicely with this one. If you do it from really far away, it looks perfect. The strength of the bulb would only make a big brighter blob on the ceiling. It's the actual lens that Mattel used that makes this excellent. Here's the DC Direct Batman the Animated Series bat signal. It has the same problem, way too big on the ceiling. And as you get closer and closer and closer, sure it looks good, but you have to be so close for it to be a reasonable size. Then the Mattel 2005 Batman comic line bat signal. From afar, it actually looks pretty good. Get a little bit closer, not bad. Then we have the Mezco 112 collective version. That one looks pretty good on the ceiling from far away. Get a little bit closer, not bad. They did an excellent job with that one too. And here's this Chinese little bootleg bat signal thing. It's actually pretty cool. Kind of looks like the Dark Knight trilogy. The closer you get, better it looks. But it looks decent from far away too. Here's that book and bat signal combo set. Once again, super large on the ceiling. It's bright and vibrant. If you get close enough, yeah, it's about what it should look like. But it has the same problem being way too big. And the smaller version of that, well, its batteries are dead and it uses some kind of weird kind of batteries I don't have. I remember that one actually being pretty good, although it's small and not very powerful. And now, as promised, here it is, with some Batman figures from different various companies. On the left, we have a couple of McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures, and on the right, some Fonjoy Batman figures. Now, these are the largest action figure lines that I collect, and the bat signal is rather large and massive next to them. Typically in my head, I imagine the bat signal being considerably smaller, but they come in all different shapes and sizes. You can definitely make this work for your action figures, and that's the whole point. It's definitely why I got it, and I'm sure it's why a lot of people got theirs. And then, here are some DC Direct and NECA Batman figures next to the bat signal. Next, with some Mezco and Mattel Batman figures. And finally, here it is with some Mafex and SH Figure Arts Batman figures. So overall, this is a really cool Batman popcorn bucket and action figure diorama piece. Now here are the negatives. Really it's just two things. Number one, I wish the overall bat signal was a little bit smaller. But like I said, a lot of time it can be this large. I remember in the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman movie at the end, they had the signal, I think it was pretty large. Maybe not this large, but at least the size of a spotlight, which I guess is exactly what the bat signal is every time. The other sort of complaint I would have is the actual signal. When lit up, it's great, it's bright, it's vibrant, but it just gets so large when you're far away. They need to have the lens a little more focused and have it be smaller on the ceiling, because that would look just better for your action figure world. And I realize this is not necessarily intended for your action figures, but pretty much all the bat signals that I ever get have that problem, except for the one. It does look good. It feels good. It doesn't feel very fragile. The action feature works surprisingly well as far as how bright and colorful it is. And if you don't care about any of those things, you can open it up and put popcorn inside. If I had to rate this bat signal, I'm probably going to give it a 7 out of 10. If it was a little bit smaller, it'd easily be an 8. And if the bat signal shined a little more the way I preferred it to, it would definitely be a 9. This thing looks great, but I don't really think it's quite the scale for my figures that I want it to be. But that's not going to stop me from using it. No siree. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure and action figure diorama reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.